There have been a ton of conspiracy theories about former President Trump's claim that the election was stolen from him. We've spent the last few weeks tracing one conspiracy to its origin, this photo. This photo shows an open door of an elections warehouse in Fulton County, Georgia, where ballots from the 2020 election are kept. And this one photo made Trump and his supporters freak out for weeks. Here's how it all went down.
It's happening again. Ballots from the November presidential election are about to be examined for a fourth time.
A lawsuit against the county alleges evidence of fake ballots and bad counting. It's a fight we've heard over and over again after Georgia went blue.
In May, Stop the Steal activists sued Fulton County to review ballots from the 2020 election. One of the lawyers in the suit decided to hire off-duty sheriff's deputies from a nearby county to monitor the warehouse where the ballots are kept. Let me say that again. Off-duty officers in uniform from a different county were hired to sit outside an elections warehouse just to see if anything fishy happened. And it was a tense time for the people who worked at that warehouse. This worker asked to remain anonymous because of the harassment he's received since the election.
It was just a few months after the insurrection, and people were very afraid of what could happen. I mean, it was a very uneasy time.
And then this happened.
Over the weekend, officials tell us a motion sensor triggered an alarm at the elections warehouse, and when Douglas County deputies went to check it out, they found an open door.
The official report was that the off-duty officers responded to an alarm and found a wide open door, potentially allowing anyone to walk in and tamper with the ballots. And that's when things really started popping off. A journalist for the far-right network Newsmax tweets the photo and says the building was, quote, found left wide open and unattended. Her tweet is picked up by the Gateway Pundit, another right-wing news site, and the headline says the building was found wide open. In just 2 days, the story gets shared by dozens of conservative influencers, Facebook groups, and other fringe news sites. Then, former President Donald Trump gets involved. He copies the Gateway Pundit's headline word for word in his statement. And now, people are reporting on whatever Trump was talking about, and the whole story picks up steam. Then in July, the story mutates on primetime.
On a Saturday night in late May of this year, an alarm sounded in a big nondescript warehouse in Fulton County, Georgia. The warehouse was an unlikely place for a burglary. So what happened that night and why? We still don't know.
The story went from a random door left wide open in a government building to the potential burglary of a suspicious warehouse at the center of a conspiracy to steal the election. But it ain't none of that. Now remember, the official report was that those deputies found a wide open door. And in an email about the incident, the lawyer who hired the off-duty sheriffs said, quote, "You can see that the door to the warehouse was unlocked and blew open." But we FOIA'd the security footage from that day, and this is what we saw. You can see the deputies check the warehouse. They're walking back and forth and trying to open doors. And then one deputy finds an unlocked door and he opens it. Then he brings the other deputy inside. After spending about 5 minutes inside, the deputies leave. At some point, they snap a photo of the door that they open and send it to the attorney who hired them. So the off-duty deputies open that door, which is also how election workers remember that day.
They had to trespass and enter the building in order for to trigger the alarm. I guess the law enforcement across the street decided that they were going to come up to the warehouse and enter the warehouse, which they did. And once inside the warehouse, they triggered our alarm.
In an official report of this incident obtained by Vice, the authorities didn't provide a reason for the alarm going off. We've been to the warehouse, and you can't get to the ballots by just walking through that door. But for people who were already skeptical of the election results, this story of the open warehouse reinforced their belief that there was massive voter fraud in the 2020 election. While some people might just be posting their anger on social media, others are threatening actual violence. Here are some voicemails that election workers in Fulton County have been getting.
If you don't stand up for the United States citizens, we, the people, are going to take you out.
Karma will get you or one of your loved ones.
And I hope they hang your fucking ass.
you are going to pay for this with whatever we can do to you.
You need to get your act together, or people like me will really go after people like you.
Last year, when I called these people back to ask why they made the threats, some of them talked about the photo of the open door.
When you called and said that we're watching you all closely, can you describe what you meant by that?
Yeah, absolutely. We were watching video feeds the whole time. We know what they were doing. We heard the stories about back doors being crazily left open to secured facilities holding ballots.
More than a year after the 2020 election, nearly half the country still believes the lie that the election was stolen, in part because of stories like this one. And once people get a hold of a conspiracy theory, it's nearly impossible for them to let go.